Okay, hello my friend. Hopefully you are doing great. So in this tutorial, I'm going to tell you about HashMap. So if you open Oracle documentation and you can see class HashMap is extend from abstract map and implement by map. And we have a key value here. So you will know in more detail what's the key and what the value. And if you go scroll down, you will see all of the methods inside a HashMap. So let me try to help you to explore about the functionality around the HashMap. So let's declare a HashMap. So you already knew in the array list when you see something like the implement here. So in array list, we array list implements from the list interface, right? So in the HashMap, it implements from the interface map. So the way we declare will be something like map. You put here and you see java.util here. So this is the map and it's automatically imported here for you on the top. So the map, you have a key and value. And that means you need to provide the proper class name here. For example, I will provide integer and string. So that means I want integer as the key and string as value. And I will have something like my student list equal new HashMap. Okay. So you can put the initialization size here for the HashMap, but I don't think it's necessary because HashMap is something resizable. It is just similar to array list about the size. That means they all are resizable. Okay, so this is the way you declare a HashMap. So a HashMap will be created by the maps interface here, and you input inside the key type, the key data type, and the value data type. Okay. So how to work with cross? That means how to create, read, update, and delete element in HashMap. For example, I want to add the first student in the list, so I will put something like my student. Oh, sorry, I didn't put my code inside the method, so let me put it here. So I will have something like my student list dot put. I use the method put here, and I will supply two parameters. You see the succession from IDE. So that means we have two succession. The first one will be the data type will be integer. So for example, I will have something like 111, like the student ID, and the first one will be something like StudentA. Okay. And if I want to put more, I can put something like put for 112, and I will put the string student B. Okay, student B. So that's the way we create. That means we add an element into the HashMap. So how can we read? We can get a specific value from the HashMap. So you see we have the key here. So that means when you want to access this value, you will access via the key. So let's try to get the value from the student A here. So the way you do that will something like system out the student name with ID 111 is, and you can supply something like plus operator here, and you will give my student list dot get, and you will get the key inside here. So the key inside should be 111, and then you can run this program to see what is the result. So it will return for you student A. That means when you guess and you put the ID here, it will return the value inside. So I just want to remind again. So you don't need to, it is not necessary for you, a key is only integer, okay? It can be any other data type. For example, I can put string here, right? I can put string here. And then here I can specify string here. And when I will get the key as string here. So I will have the same result. So you don't need to, when you hear about something like a key, and then you can think about, oh, a key is maybe a integer, but it's not necessary like that. Okay. So let me boot back for the code before. Okay. So this is the way you read a specific value based on the key value. Okay. And then you will access the value here. So how to update? So for example, you want to update student A to student 1. So what you need to do that you call my student list, and then you call something, I remember, update or replace. Yeah, replace. So you will replace the key and then the value here. Okay, so the key inside right now should be 111, and I want to update the new value that the student 1. Okay, and I want to print out again after I update. Okay, student 1. So I don't want to see student A. I want to see student 1 after I update. So you run again and you see the updated result. Here you see. So you already know how to update a value based on the key, right? So how can you delete totally an element here from a HashMap? So let's try to do something like my student list dot remove, and you can put the key inside 111. Okay, and that means after that, okay, before remove, I will tell you to check the size. Okay, so this is before removing, so I want to print out HashMap size before removing. It should be my student list dot size. So it's just similar to array list, and I will put the same thing here. This is before, so this should be after. So I will see. So it should be before removing, it should be 2, and after removing, it should be 1. Okay, so I run again. So you see, before removing it's 2, and after it's 1. Yep. So for example, you want to check that whether in the HashMap there is a existing key inside the HashMap, so you can see something. As I remember my student list, like something like, you see, contains key here. So that means, let me check again, contain key, because I want to make sure that after I remove, that key is not existing as anymore. So I will print out, and this method will return a boolean value. That means true or false. So let me try to copy this one, and I will print out something like E111 keys existing, and then I will put this one, so it will be false. So you run again and you will see the result. Okay, you see it's now false. So you can try to do something before removing here, and it will be true. So you see, before removing it true, E111 key is sitting true, but after removing we have the size E1, and the key 111 is not existing. Okay, so that means because the key is not existing, so that means the value is not existing as well. So you can check that by using the contains value here. Okay, and then you can put the value. You can check by yourself. That's method. So you already knew how to declare, how to put an element into the HashMap, how to update, how to remove, how to check the size, and how to check whether we have a key from the HashMap. Okay, cool. So the question does, what if we put the same key? For example, I already have the key here 112, and then I call something like this. 112 again, and this time I will put something student C. So you see what will happen. So the answer that it will replace the student B by student C. So the way it do that, it will, if the key is already existing, it will try to replace the new value like we do for replace here. Okay, so if you want to try, you can, okay, let's delete all of these things because you already knew. Okay, so you want to try something like system out, and you can print out as my student list dot get 112 here. So in this case, you will get the student C. Okay, just try to run again. Okay, student C. So that means you can, in the real application, you can check whether we have an existing key. So if we have an existing key, we will use the update method, right? Replace method. If not, we can use the method put here. So that's the answers for what if you put a same key. So get all key and get all value. So I will show you how to get all key. So it's the little tricky for you because there's something new, especially if you are a beginner. Okay, so we have something like key set. I see somewhere here. So here you can see return a set, view of key contained in this map, but it will return a set. So you did know what is the set, right? So you try to open this in the new tab and check what is set, and what you need to guess that you see all of the now implement classes here, and that means you can guess one of them, maybe 3 set or something like that, to contain the value that return a set of key. For example, let me put back something like this, and I want to get all of the key from my HashMap for some reason, right? For some reason, I want to get all the keys. So how can I do that? So I will declare a set here, and because the keys will be integer, so the set here will be integer. Enter, and I will call something like all student ID, okay, and equal my student list dot key set, and you will see some error, I think, because we are using an interface, so it doesn't make sense to use an interface here. Let me see. Yeah, I see an interface. Anyway, this method will return for you a set. You see a set of key, and this comes from set interface. Let me try to print out all of the value inside whether we can accept. Okay, so I will use the normal for loop or for it. Okay, let me do something like for it. So it should be something an integer. So I will declare an integer with the name student ID dash in or student ID. You already knew about for each loop, right? So I want to print out student ID here, and hopefully I can get 111 and 112. I'm just concerned in that we are declaring directly from interface. But anyway, okay. Okay, 112 and 111. Okay, so that's in the way we get all the key from a HashMap. So in the same way, you can get all of the value from HashMap. I think something like value here. Okay, so value come from collection interface. And we have a lot of implementing classes inside. Let's see whether we can do the same thing like here. So let's see collection, right? Collection, okay. Collection, and where it's come from? It's come from Java4QAE bucket collection. And I will put something like all student name, for example, in this case, equal my student list dot value here. And then I will do the same thing. I will keep a for it here, for it inside, and I will, because it will return string, right? So this should be string and the name from or student name, and I want to print out require an object but provide a string object. Okay, so okay, let's do something like name dot to string. Okay, so that means if you have an object name and I will to string to get the value. I think it should be a little explained for you if you are beginners, but don't worry. You just try to remember two things. The first thing, we have a method key set here to return on the key from a HashMap, and you can use the set interface. The second thing, we have the values here, methods here, to return on of the value from a HashMap, and we will contain in a collection. Okay, just two things. And when you forget, you can come back to Oracle document here and you can refer anytime. Okay, but believe me, after this course, you will understand, you will get familiar with something like this more. Okay, so try to run this again, and you will see student B, student A. For example, if I don't call the two strings, so to see what's happened. Yeah, we can still get student B, student A, because we already have a string here, so we don't need to call two string in this case. But a little strange in this case, it requires an object, not string. But anyway, you just try to remember. That's okay. So you already know how to get all key, get all value. So I want to put something explain for you at the end. So let's try to delete it, okay? And I want to, now I want to put something like, a nested HashMap. So I mean, inside here, I want to put something, a key. And in this case, I want to put something like, for example, when I have a student ID here, 111, and inside I will have a HashMap inside, another HashMap inside, not string anymore. So in that HashMap, I will have something like string and string to contain something like name, keys, and maybe something like age, something like that. And I can put inside this HashMap. Okay. So how can you do that? So you declare a new HashMap. So in this case, the ID should be still in map integer. What's it wrong here? Map, yep, integer, and oh yeah, it's typo. Integer and another HashMap inside here, and we will have something like string with the name complex student list equal new HashMap. Okay, equal new HashMap. So in this HashMap, we will have the key here, and we have a nested HashMap inside. So for example, I will put complex student list dot put integer 111, and in this case I want to put something more, that's a new HashMap. Oh no, not this. Here I will do something like map. So string something like student A, student 1, okay, student 1 info equal new HashMap here, and I will put student 1 dot put the name, the key name equal student A, okay, something like that. And then inside here I will put the student 1 here. So what's the error requires HashMap, but you put the map, so okay, this should be the map. Okay, so it should come from the maps. So you can put something like a student2 info here. So let me declare another student2 here, new HashMap, and we will have student2. Let me put the name is student B, and let me put more info. Student 1 put the address, maybe something like that, address, and it should be something like student A, something like address A, okay, and student 2 the same thing. I want to put address inside, and it should be address B here. So I will put student 1 inside, and I will do the same thing for the key 112 for student 2. Okay. So you see here, it's a little more complex. So the integer here should be the key here. Okay, so it's still the key here, but inside, the value inside, I decide it should be a map. That means, for example, student 1 here, I will decide a map to put some name and address, and student 2 for the name and address. So now we have a nested. So how can we access this complex student list? So let's try to do something like for should be something like for, let me try to think, because I want to use something like this for it, something like that, but okay, let me do the traditional way. So for in this case I want to get what let me think. Okay. Okay. If we don't use for it, it should be more complex for you. But I'm thinking, okay, so what if we do something like this first? So let me do something like string student1 name equal complex student list dot get 111, and then I will get the name. You see, so student1 name will be the complex student list get 111. So after I get 111, I will get the value student here. So a student1 here is a HashMap. So inside the HashMap, I want to accept here, guess the name. And for example, I want to get the address here. So I will put something like yes address, and I want to print those value. So it should be student name here, and should be student address here, and then you can access the value inside for a nested HashMap. So you see we have a student A and address A here, so you can access. So this is the way you access, right? You understand how to access a single, so how to we can loop around here. So for in this case, I want to put something inside the complex student list, and it should be from map student here. Let me see what's the error. So for it's not applicable for type, or it's not applicable here for this type. So I will use, okay, I don't want to show you this lambda expression, but let me try to show you here. You can put how to iterate, so you can put for it here, okay? And then inside we will have two parameters, like you put key and value. After that, you use an arrow here and a body inside. So you can print something like system out, and then you will put something like complex student list dot get key dot get name, and then you do the same thing for express. So we will print the whole list out. So you got student B, address B, student A, address A by this way, okay? So I don't expect you to understand something like nested HashMap at the end, or something like you the for is here with lambda expression. I don't expect that. I just expect that you know how to do something like declare a single HashMap, how to do create, read, update, delete element inside, iterating by a normal way like I just show you. And you know how to update, how to get all key, how to get overview. That's it. That's enough for you. But in case you want to put something in advance, because I want to show you that inside this HashMap, we will put many other data type. It's not a single like string or something like that. We can put an instant object inside. And if you call, you come to the next tutorials related to OOP, we will come back for array list and HashMap to contain a list of instances. They are created from objects. Okay, so that's all for today. I think that's enough for you. So I think from the next lesson we will go for OOP because we already go for 10 tutorial, and you already knew from the basic to something advanced in like array list, HashMap for collection framework in Java. So try to practice it, and see you from the next tutorial.